All right, if we can all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Yep.
I think Bob was going to. leave
Oh, Bob.
the flag, but. The flag in our mind.
We always bring them with us.
There's one.
There we go. I pledge allegiance
To
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I'd like to welcome all of you to our meeting this morning here at Chatfield College. It's always a wonderful morning when we get to drive up here to Fayetteville and have our meeting in this location. The meeting here is just amazing. Like always, we want to welcome everybody and start our meeting with introductions. So if we could go around the room and just say who you are and what business that you're with. Would you like to start, Bob?
Nope.
Well, we'll start with Jerry then. We'll end up on that side. of the room.
Jerry Schumacher with Kiwanis Southern Hills Region.
Corey McDowell with People's Bank.
We have Jennifer Patrick with Health Source of Ohio and also with the Chamber.
Christina Mullis with Chatfield College.
I'm David Heskey with Chatfield College.
Kelly Watson with Chatfield College.
Kelly McMahon, Member Engagement for the Chamber. I am the Press Provider Relations Specialist, Hospital for Ohio Valley, and I'm also the Vice Chair of the Chamber of Commerce.
I'm Sarah Dees and I work for the Board of Commissioners.
Beverly Lampier, Howard, and Real Estate Services.
I'm Sandy Ober, I'm a benefits consultant with Aflac.
I'm Ashton Inskeep, and I work for Brown County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
I'm Lynn Harden. I'm with the Brown County Public Library and also on the Chamber Board.
Maureen Kiley with Brown County Educational Service Center.
Betty Kiley, Kiley Machine Company, and the Knights of Columbus.
Lisa Tumbleson Davis, AMCAP's Business Department and the Brown County Chamber.
Brian Bolts with People's Bank.
Masha Library, People's Bank, and the Brown or the Chamber Board.
I'll follow the trend, Candace from People's Bank.
Rich Vaughn at the People's Bank table.
You want to introduce yourself?
Oh, you're waiting for me.
If you'd like to introduce yourself, we're just going around the room.
Okay, Bob Elmore, I'm the president of Chatfield College. Thank you for making a long drive up from wherever you came in Brown County to St. Martin.
And remember, it's just as far from here to there as it is from there.
Exactly. The road goes both ways is what Denny's trying to say.
We got to go to both ends from the last two meetings last week or last month. We were in Ripley, and this month we have to come up here, so it's great.
Thank you for being here.
And my name is Missy Jemison, and I'm the president CEO of the Brown County Chamber. We're going to do a little things different on our agenda this time. We're going to let our co-hosts do their presentation first instead of at the end because they have somewhere that they need to be. So we're always willing to make those accommodations for our hosts and our co-hosts because we do thank them very much for one, allowing us to use their space, and then two, the co-hosts for helping coordinate the meeting and helping prepare the food and drinks and things like that. So I'd like to welcome Rich Vaughn from People's Bank.
Well, my apologies for screwing up the agenda, but I do have to be somewhere at 9 o'clock, and so you can throw things at me as I'm running away from here whenever you want. But very happy and very proud to be here. I'm a particular fan of Chambers across, our footprint, and just give you a real quick commercial on People's Bank. we've grown quite a bit over the last 3 to 5 years. We usually, we acquire a bank about once a year. We're an insurance agency. We're into leasing. We're in a whole bunch of different stuff. I'll give you just a highlight of some of the stuff that we're doing right now. But we have rock stars like Tasha Lineberger sitting back there that really is the face of our community, somebody that's really involved. And that's one of the things that really makes us important is being a community bank, is that we focus on what's taking place in the community. And we take part of always our budget, and we make sure that we funnel it down into our communities. And I'll share a little bit about those numbers. So did I break it already?
You can go ahead.
Okay.
We're just trying to.
So I will tell you that, we have been in business for 120 years. We're based in Marietta, Ohio, and that really doesn't mean a whole lot for anybody because, Marietta is a great place to go and a great place to come back home. So they have some great food place there, but you're not going to see me live there. I live in Claremont County. I live in the Loveland area, and I like our community here in Southwest Ohio. But, there's 4 things that I will tell you that our big focuses are in People Bank. The very first thing is clients, it's shareholders, it's associates, which is our employees, and it's the communities. So, one of the things we're doing for our 120 anniversary is we're calling it 120 acts of kindness. So my ask is if you ever be on social media, if you ever want to join anything on Facebook or Twitter or any of the other lovely things, you can see all the different things that we're doing. We're going out in the community and we're trying to spread cheer. And it's kind of cool. One of the things, if we're going to different grocery stores and help people pay for groceries, we're helping people pay for little league softball or baseball or soccer, their fees, that you're going around the communities and trying to spread 120 acts of kindness over this year. But don't count it because we're counting it internally. We're publicity or we're publicizing saying it's 120 acts of kindness. We're going to get to about 170, but don't tell anybody because it's pretty bad when they think the bankers can't count. So we've given out about $840,000 so far this year. And if you look at our profit, you look at what we give out, I'm very proud about how much we give back to the community. We've given out 5,000 of hours of community service to our communities that our employees have worked out. One of our specialties that we do is our passions is fighting food hunger. And we have a passion for it. And our employees have given over $200,000 out of their own pockets to help people that are hunger insecure. So it's one thing if the bank gives it out, but the employees are actually giving out of their own pockets and making sure that people in the community have food that they can eat. And if you can't eat, it's really hard to survive in the community. Our capabilities, real quick, we can do anything. We can, anybody can bank with us. Not everybody wants to bank with us. We don't want to bank with everybody. My ask is if you're not in love with the bank or if you're not in love with what you're getting, just talk to People's Bank or talk to any community bank. I don't dislike other banks. I'm a proponent of community banks. I think they do a good thing for the communities. So talk to community bank, talk to somebody at People's Bank like Tasha, and just ask some questions. See if we're the right fit. If we're the right fit, let's see if we can develop a relationship. We do everything from opening infant accounts to large corporation items. But there's 3 things I really want to talk about real quick. The first thing is we do, my friend over there from Aetna, we do all kinds of different insurance stuff. So I don't want to step on your toes over there. But we do everything from personal lines, commercial lines, benefits. We do all this kind of different stuff. We do that across the United States. The second thing, if you ever know anybody that needs any leasing, not a car lease, but business leasing, we do leasing in 50 states. So we have specialties in education, specialties in technology, and specialties in the food industry. Those are some specialties that we can do some really creative things on leasing of that nature. And then the last thing, and I don't think anybody will have any questions, but if you do, I'll answer anything outside of politics and religion. 120 acts of kindness. So if there's anything in the community that you think that we should be involved with, to support, to help out any more, it's my job to make sure that we're being good community partners. So chambers do great work because they're focusing on the business and the communities. I not only want to help the businesses, but I also want to help the people that need help. So thank you. That's People's Bank. Anybody have any questions? Except for politics or religion. Okay. Throw stuff at me as I leave here.
and next I will just jump in to give you guys an update on the Economic Development Committee. This is a committee that meets on a monthly basis. We're just working on how to improve economic development within Brown County. It's a great group. We meet the second Tuesday of every month, either via Zoom or at one of our local locations. And the big project we are currently working on is a small business resource guide. So it's kind of everything anybody would like to know about starting a business here in our community, and then it'll hopefully direct them to local resources, our lovely community banks, our local auditor, all those things that they'll need to know to get through that. So we are compiling that information now. We'll be reaching out to our membership hopefully soon to be able to compile that resource guide and also to do some edits and make sure that it makes sense. We want your guys' input, and we want this to be a document that works for everyone within the Brown County community. So our next meeting will be August 9th. And I will be getting at that location soon. So it's a great group and lots of fun information to be shared. And now I am going to pass it over to Beth for travel and tourism.
All right. I was gonna say, I'm not Maria Daniels. My name is Beth Press, and I'm the vice chair, but I'm also the vice chair on the Travel and Tourism Committee. We recently received our Visit Brown County brochure. It opens 3 ways and then opens again, and on the inside you have a map. I had one with me this morning, and between the house at 7 and here at 8, I actually had given it out. So I don't have one to show you, but Missy has plenty at the office, and we can get them to your locations if you'd like some Visit Brown County brochures. We also finished up with the Best of Brown County, and if you've noticed, they have started interviewing the recipients of Best of Brown County for the local paper, and have gone around and interviewed them and taken a picture of them holding their Best of Brown County. Here, well, I know this is St. Martin, but over in Fayetteville, there is She Brew Coffee, and they were one of the winners. So if you get a chance, stop by and patronize them. Am I missing anything? Brochure, Best of Brown, or yeah, and then we'll have our upcoming meeting and we'll go forward. We do plan on doing the Best of Brown County kind of in groups. So the next time we do it, it will not be the same areas. It'll be different. We're not going to keep doing the same subjects. We're going to do different subjects. So if you have a subject or a topic idea, reach out to myself or Missy and let us have that and suggest it, and we'll see what we can do with it.
And next thing on the agenda is our member appreciation barbecue. We would not be the Chamber of Commerce without all of you wonderful members, and once a year we like to give back to the members. So our meeting will be strictly no business and all fun. We're gonna have food provided, a nice barbecue. We're gonna have some games, some giveaways. And that will be on August the 18th at noon at the Brown County Rural Water Association there in Ripley. So make plans to attend that. They always set us up with a great meal and stuff. And the other thing that we're going to be doing at that meeting in particular is we're going to unveil our new rebrand for the Chamber of Commerce. We've had a lot of new updates since the beginning of this year. We have been working on our strategic plan to restructure. We relocated, and now we're in the process of rebranding. So we finally have gotten our new logo, and so that'll be pretty exciting to get to unveil that at that member appreciation barbecue. So we're gonna have a lot of like promotional swag to give you with our new logo on it. So like I said, you don't want to miss that. And then the next thing that we have coming up big in the county is the Brown County Fair. And yes, people have already asked me, can we sit in the chamber booth during the fair? And the answer is yes. And in order to make it fair, I will send out an email about a month prior to the fair that says fair booth signups will start at this particular day and time. And then it's pretty much first come, first serve, and when they're gone, they're gone. So you'll definitely want to mark that on your calendar, because if you're planning to sit in the fair booth with a 2-hour time slot, you want to get that right away, because they do fill up really fast. And then the next thing on our agenda is community announcements and events. So I would like to call up Kara Jeweler. She has a program that they're doing through the school. Is that correct? And she's going to tell you about that.
Good morning. How's everyone doing?
Great.
This is a typical morning for you, right? This is my summer morning. It's okay. I won't rub it in because just like you guys, I'm a teacher, but I am off for the summer, but I'm really not. I'm kind of like always going and doing something, but being a mom sometimes keeps me more busy than being a teacher. I didn't realize that until your kid likes every type of summer camp and feeder calves, 4-H and all that fun stuff. So we're on the Clover Bud camp today, if you guys want to go. We'll be at the Highland County Fairgrounds if you want to join us. But again, my name is Kara Jeweler. I am an IT satellite instructor from Southern Hills Career and Technical School. I am hired to teach IT at Eastern Middle School, grades 7th, 8th, and 9th. Besides being an IT teacher, I'm also a mentor coordinator, and I'm our district sporty developmental assets coordinator. I see a lot of your faces. A lot of you have been in our building and volunteering, whether being a mentor in the past or helping with Real Money, Real World, which is an awesome program as well. But today I'm going to talk to you about our mentor program. It got started about 5 years ago, and then COVID obviously put it on hold for about 2 years. So this year we're really looking forward to kicking it off again. I don't know if you guys recall your 8th grade year. You don't have to tell me about it. Give a thumbs up, thumbs down, but 8th grade year is kind of awkward. You guys remember that? I think it's especially awkward. You're the oldest in our building, grade 6th, 7th, and 8th grade are the big stuff. And your choices. Do I want to follow this crowd, or do I, what do I want to do in 8th grade? So I believe that 8th grade is an important year for these students to make good choices to keep them on track. And it takes a village. It takes their parents, grandparents, guardian. It takes the teachers. It also takes you, our community leaders, to step in and kind of mentor these students, bring them under your wing, and just give them the opportunities, connect with them, listen to them. All these students need sometimes is just 10 minutes of your time to listen, and then your guidance. They're not aware of all the choices there are out there in their career path. Just giving them opportunities and letting them know what you're doing in your career or what career interests there might be available. So that's a pretty awesome opportunity. Again, we're excited to get it started back this year. It just takes about 1 day a week, about 20 to 30 minutes of your time. We're very, very flexible. Whatever day works for you, works for us. If Wednesday works 1 week, Tuesday works another week, you have a meeting come up, 1 week you can't do it, don't worry about it. We're flexible. This year, I'd really like to get into our public safety. If you know any firemen or police officers, and anyone in the safety area, I'd really, really like to reach out to them. I've already got Sheriff Gordon Ellis on board. He is 110% all about the mentor program. He is going to be a mentor himself, and he is encouraging his staff to be a mentor as well. So that's a start right there. Anyone that you know, whether it doesn't work with your schedule, if you know anyone else, it would work with their schedule, please get in touch. I actually have an email. It has a link to a form that you just simply put in your name, the times, the days that work for you. And we'll get started with a little orientation, a meet and greet right before fair break. As you guys know, in Brown County Schools, everything starts after the fair. So after the fair, we'll get started, and it will run this school year. Pretty much we start after the fair and end around the beginning of May, when things start to get kind of crazy with our schedules at the end of the school year. But any questions about the mentor program? I will say one thing about your classes. My son actually had Kara, and the things that he learned in her classes are lifelong skills my 17-year-old can write a better resume than I can. And I've been doing it for years. He's like, no, Mom, we don't do it that way anymore. We do it this way. I'm like, oh, okay. All right, well, I wasn't aware of that. And the things that he has learned, as far as like writing a business letter, I don't know if she remembers this or not, but she taught him how to write a formal business letter, and he mailed it to President Trump. He actually got a response. They were asking for donations for a veterans breakfast.
That could be our was that our veterans? It probably was.
It was at Thanksgiving. It was something they were asking, they were doing fundraising for, they were writing letters to businesses asking for donations. He didn't get any money, but he did get a letter. But, you know, the things that these kids are learning in these classes that are shared from the JDS or CTC over, their lifelong skills. There are skills that the classes previous this program are lacking. Because I know I've been to several chamber members and you hear people say, these kids don't know how to interview. These kids don't know how to apply for a job. These kids don't know how to this, that, and the other. And that's kind of the niche that my older son falls in before these classes. So these classes are a very good thing that teach these kids lifelong business skills, communication skills, like your mentoring. I mean, it's made a huge difference for him.
Thank you. And East, I do remember that project. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's our
that's like
career
you got it,
connections
wasn't
class.
it?
Yes. Because we were mentioning organizations and he said president. So go for it.
It is framed on the wall.
How are you?
Yeah, where will you find the mentoring sign up sheet? You may have said that, or you have them here, will you put them in with the chamber?
Sure. What I'm going to do, I'm going to leave this and Missy can just send me a picture of it. But I'm going to pass around. You can sign up and put your name, organization, you put your email, and if you'd like to mentor, also can I put a plug in for one of the other little program we had? Sorry, this is through the 40 developmental assets, but we have a warrior wellness program, basically meeting the needs of all students through school supplies, hygiene, clothing, shoes, and just anything that you can think of that students might need. I do write a grant called Neediest Kids of All, and we can get clothing, shoes. I do go shopping at Walmart about 3 times a year and it's actually kind of fun. My kids go with me and they look for the sizes for me, but we do get several things for our warrior closet and individual student needs. But some of the needs would be school supplies, hygiene items. We even keep snacks in the warrior closet and feminine products, but through the Warrior Wellness program at the high school, middle school, we have a warrior closet. It's like a one-stop shop for these kids. If they're hungry, I'll run down and get them a snack. You have to feed them, you have to clothe them, provide them what they need before they can sit in your classroom and learn what Excel is. Who cares about Excel if you're hungry? If you don't have the shoes you need and your feet are wet that morning. So I believe you have to meet their hierarchy of needs before you can meet their educational needs. That's why I feel it's important to have the Warrior Wellness Closet and provide these needs. So if you individually, if your business organization would be interested in helping us, I do have a letter ready to go for you that kind of says, mine is one of the names that you can contact. Just reach out to me and I can get you, if you need additional information, have questions, are interested in helping out, I can get you on board with that as well. So I just want to thank Missy. She's been so flexible. The summer schedule's been crazy being a mom. But I know what schedule is like. It's no problem. So I'll go ahead and pass this around and the letters.
Yep.
That'd be okay?
Yes.
Yep.
Go right
Thank
ahead.
you guys. I appreciate your time.
Yep.
Thank you. And like she said, if anybody has any time, that is a wonderful program. And you're welcome to come volunteer in my class too. I do actually have a couple volunteers and they were sad during COVID. They were excited to come back. I do a lot of community connections. I teach IT, but kids, to get it out there in the community, we partner with the Veterans Home, we partner with assisted living, and just whatever we do in the classroom, design those media for different businesses. So if you guys have a project need in your business, reach out to me through Missy. You get my I don't have my business cards with me, but reach out to Missy and my students if you need flyer design, website design. We do all kinds of stuff, media wise. So
Okay.
great, thank you.
If anybody has anything they want to get to Kara and transportation from their business to Kara is an issue, reach out to myself or Missy. And Missy will get in contact with me. I'll come and get it and I will get it to Kara.
Thank you, Beth. She's a huge. Does anybody else have any community announcements or any events that are coming up? Gary?
And Mari, maybe you're gonna mention the wiffle ball tournament
You
Kiwanis.
go for it.
Okay. August the 6th, the Kiwanis Southern Hills region is having a wiffle ball tournament. And it's gonna be at Catherine Hamlin Park. And I think maybe Kelly Foss might reach out to you to sort of send an email
Yes.
out.
Yep,
Okay.
it's been in
Okay.
our weekly
Okay,
newsletter.
so that's like 2 weeks away, I think.
I
Yeah.
think so.
Okay, it's gonna be like the first annual, and we didn't realize how big it was, and Jeff Hyde is sort of coordinate that with Seth Karki.
Okay, so do you have a lot of teams signed up already?
We're meeting today at 11:30, so we'll find out more today. Hopefully
Okay.
so.
Okay.
So, yeah. Okay, it'd be at Catherine Hamlin Park.
And I assume you're also taking donations for that event
Sponsors,
as well,
right,
sponsorships
right,
for that
right,
event as
yeah.
well. Okay. So if anybody would like to sponsor that event, they can get with Jerry to sponsor that wiffle ball tournament. Do we have any other community events going on or announcements? No. All right. The next thing that we have on our agenda is a presentation from the Duke Energy Foundation. I know over the last few meetings, we have been letting you guys know that the Chamber of Commerce has applied for our 501c3 charitable foundation, to where we can accept grant money through the chamber to be able to help our community and our small businesses. And we're very, very honored to be able to accept our first grant from the Duke Energy Foundation. So I'd like to call up Kim, and I don't know how to pronounce your last name.
Vogel, same.
Okay.
Bird song in German. I learned that.
Okay, and Chad Schaefer, they're gonna come up and tell you a little bit about the Duke Energy Foundation and Duke Energy in general. And let you know a little bit about these funds and their foundation.
Thank you, Missy. Appreciate it. Has everyone had their coffee already this morning? I had my cappuccino, so I was well caffeinated, and hopefully we were on time this morning. I know the agenda, I was telling Kim because she was coming from Harrison and she encountered road traffic and she said, "I'm running behind. Are we gonna be okay?" I said, "I think we'll be all right." You know, there's quite a few people in the agenda, so sorry if we're a little bit tardy. But just first want to say thank you to this community. Thank you to Claremont County community. You know, we're doing a lot better today than we were on July 6th with the tornadoes that came through. An F2 tornado hit Goshen, 2 F1 tornadoes, one hit Miami Township and one hit the Lake Lorelei area, very near to here. And just, it was amazing to see the response from the community, everybody pulling together. The night of, I was in the Emergency Operations Command Center with the Goshen Township Fire Department, Police Department, Township administrators, and just to see the way that everybody pulled together for this community was simply amazing. And to see all the trucks that came from other surrounding communities, the public works crews that were helping to clear debris. I couldn't even get to downtown Goshen when I went over. I had to get a police escort to get to the township building. That's how devastated it was. I guess the silver lining is that nobody was killed, and you can't replace life, but certainly massive destruction, including the power grid. So our crews were out there working day and night, 16-hour shifts to get customers back in power. And I'm very pleased to say they beat the ETR, which we know is the estimated time of response or recovery. With the 3 days, everybody in the Goshen area was back in power, which is simply amazing when you think that over 100 poles were completely snapped, transformers destroyed, substation damage, you name it. It was pretty extensive.
I said, when I drove into Goshen, it looked like a tree bomb had went off because there were no roads that were passable. And so, kind of working the escalated issues and priority issues and what roads to open, what's a life safety issues, are there any kind of entrapment concerns? And just to see homes that had the roofs taken off, the fire station that was totally collapsed in. The community is going to need a lot of support moving forward. I serve on the Claremont County Board of Directors for the Chamber of Commerce, and so I know what great work you do here at Brown County Chamber, and we know that you know your communities best. And so what we did after the storm was we identified with Kim's partnership a lot of community agencies that were helping to give direct assistance to customers. And so we did $100,000 in grants to assist customers in the Goshen and surrounding areas that were severely impacted by the tornadoes that came through. Duke Energy, we serve 910,000 electric customers across an 18-county region, both in Southwest Ohio and Northern Kentucky. And that's a big responsibility. So we deliver the energy, safe, reliable, and affordable. That is our goal, to deliver that energy to our customers every day. And so I love when I get these kinds of calls that are about a very positive thing, and that is ways that we can help impact our communities. And so that's what I do as Government and Community Relations Manager. I work in our communities, whether it be a gas or electric project, also with the Duke Energy Foundation, also in economic development, working very closely with Brown County, Mount Orab, and many other communities around on economic development opportunities, whether a company needs gas or electric capacity, is looking at making an investment in the region. So with that, the kinds of calls that I like to receive are these from Kim Vogelsang, where she says, we have an opportunity to impact our communities in a pretty profound way. And that is really thinking about the ways that our businesses over the last couple of years have struggled with the pandemic, right? It was a huge blow to society, I think, in general, to have this major worldwide pandemic hit us. And we know that it was a real strain on small businesses, which are really the backbone of all of our communities. The small businesses that take a risk, that maybe hire a couple staff, it's really impactful to those businesses, especially who are trying to make a payroll and continue operating successfully. So with that, we found a way to provide small business assistance, and to do that through the Brown County Chamber of Commerce, who knows the business community here best. And so we wanted to present a $25,000 check to the chamber. Do I have it upside down? Thank you, Kim. In support of our small businesses and to help them as they bounce back from this pandemic. This is from our Duke Energy Foundation. We provide about $2.2 million worth of assistance to community organizations across our service territory here in Ohio, Kentucky. And Kim, I'll let you say a few words as well.
So I think Chad said it well. So I'm Kim Vogelsang, I manage the foundation for Duke Energy. And one of the things that we learned is we're trying to really get out in the communities and listen and learn and adjust. And Chad said it well. I mean, our small businesses, our backbones have been crippled. And so this grant is really to help you award money as you see fit to the small businesses in your community. So those that are still struggling, that could use a little extra boost. So I'll work with Missy and her team when it comes time to appropriate the money, but proud to be able to partner with you guys, and glad that we can make a phone call and say, hey, got a story for you. Would you be willing to partner? And, it was just testament to your team that you entertained my phone call, and then sure, we're going to find a way to make this happen. So it's just really nice to be able to find those partners that we can help and boost our economies to get us on the right side again. So, but yeah, thanks.
Thank you very much. She can text me with it.
Yeah. And we have to go sideways for our.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Social media,
For
right?
Twitter.
Thank you very much. And congratulations to the chamber and to all the small businesses in the community.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Greatly appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes, like I said, it is an honor to be able to be the organization selected to receive this money. And 100% of those dollars are going to go right back into the community. So if you know of any small businesses that are struggling, be on the lookout. At the beginning of next week, probably, we will be sending out an email on how the businesses can apply. And we're going to go through a selection process. It's going to be a series of simple questions. You know, how has the pandemic affected your business? And what would you do if you received some of this money? Like I said, be looking for that email. Please make sure, you know, anybody that's struggling and that could really benefit from these monies to get in contact with us so that they make sure that they fill out an application. So again, thank you. Like, this is going to be a huge benefit to the businesses in Brown County.
Congratulations and thanks for your partnership. And we do apologize, but we're running to Batavia to spread a little more cheer.
Delivering delight.
Yeah, this is a great part of our job, right? So,
Understand. Thank you.
well, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Everybody take care.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next on our agenda, we are going to hear from our host, Chatfield College. Again, the space is amazing. Everything about this place is amazing, and it's always so nice when we get to come here for our monthly meeting. So I'd like to call up Bob Elmore. He is the president here at Chatfield College, and he can tell you a little bit more about it.
Thank you, Missy. First of all, I'd like to congratulate you on the leadership for the board and how you were able to guide us through the 501c3 setup and be able to receive these type of grants. And so this is just the beginning. That was really fast. It happened within a year or so. Nice work.
Yes, thank you.
I like history, so I thought I would share a little bit of history about this place. Many of you may not be aware of what's happened here, and I'm going to go with 1845 forward, but I want to comment about prior to 1845. This was an outpost for the Archdiocese of Cincinnati. The priests would come here. They worked the whole Ohio circuit. They would, rest and reflect and refresh and get ready to go back out and hit the circuit again. So we were the furthest point west at one time. So we like to say around here, it got a little too rough for the priests, so they brought the Ursuline sisters in to really make something of this place, and it's been 177 years ago. So in July of 1845, 11 women led by Sister Julia Chatfield arrived here in St. Martin. John Baptist Purcell, Archbishop of Cincinnati, had urged these Ursuline sisters to establish a school for young ladies. He wanted their presence in his diocese because this organization of women, founded by St. Angela in 1535, was known for the quality of their education. The Archbishop offered them a tract of land that was part of the Virginia Military Land Grant deeded to the Archdiocese by General John Lytle. He did so much did they identify with the spirit of their new environment that they became legally known as the Ursulines of Brown County. The first 3 boarders arrived in October, and classes were organized for local day students. So they came in July of 1845, and in October of 1845, they already had a presence established and the school started. That's pretty quick. And this was wilderness back here. It wasn't like we have all the modern conveniences. It took several days just to get out here from Cincinnati. So that's pretty remarkable. They did a lot of remarkable work, and they still do. So the academy they built reached distinction as an educational institution. Families who wanted a balanced program of learning and culture for their daughters chose the School of the Brown County Ursulines. Girls came from New York and California, Canada and South America, and places in between. Pretty remarkable, isn't it? We were an international center before it was even known what international education was about. The opportunity to share life with persons of many cultures was a rich experience, teaching openness and tolerance and flexibility along with the expected Christian values. But progress brought new needs and made boarding school seem less practical. In 1981, the high school closed. In 1958, the Ursulines founded the Ursuline Teacher Training Institute to provide a quality liberal arts education to women joining the Ursuline order. And in 1971, the public was allowed admission into the college, and the school was renamed Chatfield College in honor of Sister Julia Chatfield. So Chatfield is a Catholic organization rooted in the legacy of the Ursuline Sisters, believing in the potential of every person and accepting of people of all faiths. We offer a small collaborative environment with a deep sense of community and personalized support. Chatfield meets students where they are and empowers individuals to better themselves, their employabilities, and their future. Today, we continue the legacy of the Ursuline Sisters as a resource for our communities, recognizing the uniqueness of the people we serve and offering a gospel-based mission that supports individuals who want to pursue post-secondary education and training. So the Ursuline Sisters are very resilient. They were forward-thinking. They were determined. There's nothing that I see from our perspective that could be any more challenging than what they had to deal with at that time and how they carried that work forward. So I always want to reflect on what their credit is to the community and how long they've been a presence in Brown County. So thank you for being here today and sharing that with us and looking at our beautiful property. And it is a lot to maintain. It's still 200 acres and there's a lot to do here. And fortunately, when the storms came through, we were spared. I have pictures of funnel clouds overhead, and I think it must have been the remnants of what hit Lake Lorelei. But it was, we were blessed that we didn't really even have any tree damage. So I think there's a lot of good, neat things that happen out here. We have 2 cemeteries. We have a cemetery, a Catholic cemetery where Archbishop Purcell is entombed. And we also have a Pioneer Cemetery, which is what you'll see if you cross the bridge on your left as you exit the property. So what I'd like to do now is turn it over to Christina Mullis, who wants to share a little bit more information about Chatfield with you.
And Bob, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the Ursulines are also to credit for the fact that there's a Fayetteville Elementary, correct? Does anybody know did they help start a local public? I think they did.
They may have,
Yeah.
because there was no
City
public
knows.
education at the time.
Yeah.
The church hall, what is now the church hall across the way, you'll see to your right as you go out. That was a 2-story building. That was a school that they started and became a public school.
Yeah.
I was in I was in 1st grade there.
Were
I mean, my dad went to school there too. It was
Yeah.
an old school.
And then they also started this school at St. Louis and Owensville too, I
Yes.
believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, and then of course there's Ursuline Academy and then the offshoot of St. Ursula. If you ever want to know that story, that's a real fun one of some offshoot there. But well, thank you all again for coming and for that history, Bob. It is definitely in Kelly Watson's going to be offering tours afterward of anybody who wants to go through the chapel. And if you haven't seen that, I just, I know everybody has things to do, but you don't want to miss that. It's beautiful. I've been in chapels throughout Europe and that has a great European influence and it's gorgeous. So between stained glass and the woodwork that the sisters and the girls did by hand. So it's amazing. I do have a few things that I wanted to let you know that Chatfield's doing that's beyond college education. The first thing that I wanted to talk to you about, and Kelly, if you don't mind maybe just passing those around or let the staff there. I have a brochure on our professional development. We have partnered with an organization called MindEdge. MindEdge has been around for quite some time. Just a little history on MindEdge. There were educators from Harvard and MIT that got together to create professional development courses. I've taken a few of these. I'm currently in getting a certificate in nonprofit management. These courses are, and I'm also finishing my MBA, so I can kind of balance this between what is this like versus an MBA. And these classes are really high caliber. Doesn't have the work as an MBA, so that's a good thing because you're not getting like, hardcore testing and stuff or writing, essays. But they're really great programs that have really high value, high quality content. It is all of the professional development is offered online at 100%. Depending on the courses, there are timeframes of when you need to complete that. Some courses you may have a year. Some courses, such as like a Six Sigma certification, will have shorter times where you need to complete that. But in this brochure, this is just meant to kind of give you an overview. You can go to our website and get more detail. You can even get the syllabus and see everything that's covered. The reason I'm letting you know about this is one, if you're personally interested, there are credentials here, PDUs, CEUs, SHRM certifications. all sorts of great certifications. So you'll get a certificate, you know, with those credit hours on there when you complete. So if you're interested and want to brush up some skills, or, you know, you're curious about something, this is a great opportunity. The other thing is offering it to your teams. This is a great way to offer your teams and your organizations a way to grow, that they can work independently. You know, if anybody who's had to be forced to go to professional development, it can kind of be like, why are we doing this? We got all these emails and everything we have to do. I think what's nice about this is it can be done autonomously. They can do this, you know, on their own at their own pace. So it's a great opportunity to offer. So if you're interested in doing that for a team and want to know how that works, so if you call me and say, hey, I've got about 15 people or 10 people, I'd like to offer this class, call and we can talk about some pricing structures there. The prices are on the website. I think they're very competitive based on, you know, what other people offer. I will tell you, we're not, and I tell you this for a reason, because we are not the only school, the only college in town that partners with MindEdge. I tell you that because it's legitimate. It's a really great program. I also tell you because we probably are the only college that, if you see the little tagline, PD with purpose, you know, we're mission-based around here. So when you do professional development with Chatfield, the funds that you do spend is going back to support the students here at Chatfield, and many of them are first-generation high-need students. Just like Kara was talking about her middle school students, we see the same needs with our adult students. And so you can feel good about not only are you getting, you know, some more education, but you're also helping people at the same time. So are there any questions about this right now? And I'll stick around for a while if you have questions. So hopefully you get one of these brochures. The second thing I want to talk to you about, I was speaking with Corey earlier today, and we're on the same wavelength. I feel like you should stand up and like, you know, say, but Corey was like, this is a beautiful place. And his daughter goes to Mount Notre Dame High School, and he was familiar with retreats. And so he said, this would be a great place for a retreat. And I said, oh, I'm going to talk about this. So the other, did you pass this one around yet, Kelly? No, thank you. Kelly's going to pass another little front and back. We have branded a rental segment of Chatfield College called Julia's Meadow. So as Bob just mentioned to you, Julia Chatfield was the foundress that came here from France with the sisters, and so it's named in her honor. This is the rental division of Chatfield College. If you want to use the space for things like corporate retreats, team retreats, even fun things, birthday parties, graduation parties, retirement gatherings, those kinds of things. And weddings. So if you know anybody who is looking to get married soon or might be engaged, you're looking for a place, this is a really beautiful place. As Corey also pointed out this morning, I think he used the word, you were like, this is really off the beaten path, and it's quiet. And I think this makes for even a better place just to have, you know, a gathering with loved ones or your team, because it is so peaceful, as you all are experiencing this morning. So there's information about this. I am also the contact for this. So if you're interested and want to get some more information about booking for corporate uses, we can rent rooms by the hour. Sounds a little shady, doesn't it? But no, you can rent rooms by the hour. And those prices are not, but if you wanted to have like a large event, let's say you want to have a big fundraiser event or something here, but you know, that's more of, you know, things that go in a little bit higher of a price. But again, we can talk about that. And what I'd like from you is, one, just to consider this is a venue to get out of, you know, maybe your space and get your people in a different location. Sometimes that helps. And also if you just personally have a need or know of other people who might have a need, to just help us spread the word about that. Again, what makes this different than booking at another, there's so many venues you can choose from. We know that there's a lot of competition. Again, going back to our mission, when you spend money for your event here, you can know that it is going back to support students. So Bob and I are not taking a cut of it, unfortunately, but you know, it's going back into our budget to support students. So it's very mission-based to what we're doing here. And then the last thing I have, did you pass this around yet?
I didn't pass these out, but they're up here with.
Oh, okay. Oh, perfect. Okay. A little flimsy card. I didn't have any card stock, so sorry. Just a reminder, next Saturday is our annual 5K. It's the nun run. So now you know why we call it the nun run, in honor of the nuns that were here. And there will be nuns here participating and volunteering. They're delightful if you haven't met them. They're some of my favorite women ever.
And it's a 5K, all abilities, so you can walk, you can run, you can jog, whatever you feel like your ability is. And if you want to bring your furry friends with you, they're welcome. If you don't have a furry friend, you want to bring a turtle, you can bring the turtle too, that's fine. So, I mean, I'd like to see the turtle walk a 5K. So, on the back of it is a QR code that you can scan that takes you right to the registration page. All registrations do have to be done online and paid for online. And I just put some directions because I use QR codes all the time, but then I talk to some people and they have no idea how to use them. So if you know how, I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to be patronizing, but for those of you who are like, what's a QR code? There's some directions on there of how to do that. But we would love to have you join us, and rain or shine. And sometimes it's more fun when it's in the rain. So, but that's all I have. And I'm going to turn it over to Kelly, who has a couple more announcements about some things coming up at Chatfield.
Just very quickly, so on your way out, there are these, if you'd like to pick them up. And please help yourself to a water bottle and sunglasses and a cling if you're interested. Chatfield Bling. And another event that's on the horizon is our Fall Festival. And this is another wonderful community event like the Nun Run that will be on October 22nd here on the campus. We call it the Fall Festival. It's the quilt, craft, and car show, and also our alumni homecoming. And we are accepting applications for crafters. We're accepting quilts. The theme this year is holiday. This is the longest running quilt show in Brown County. And all you classic car enthusiasts, this is a beautiful venue to show off your baby. We had more than 100 cars here last year. So all the information can be found online, and we're also looking for sponsors as well if you're interested in sponsoring.
And can I just add to the Fall Festival as well, just for family? We have a kids zone. And so again, when we say family friendly, like bring the kids and have them wear their costumes, because there's a little costume parade and like trunk or treat where they can get candy and pink pumpkins and stuff. So it's super cute.
We also have food trucks and music as well. So it's just a full day and it's very affordable. It's can't beat the day. So for those of you who'd like to join on the tour of the chapel, we'll just be meeting outside on the sidewalk. It'll take about a half an hour for the tour of the chapel. It's from 1886, as Christina was explaining, designed by one of the Ursulines. It has stained glass windows from the Netherlands, a beautiful organ, hand carved wood. It's really quite a gem.
More than a beautiful organ, a very historic,
Yes.
rare organ.
We'll tell you all about it. It's quite the gem. So just meet me outside after the meeting if you'd like to join. And
What's your date of the Fall Festival?
the date of the Fall Festival is October 22nd. And there's a flyer to take if you like, along with the 5K flyer and the water bottle. It's right here on our welcome center.
I just want to remind everybody who hasn't had a chance to make sure to sign in, and we'll make sure we send any follow-up information that needs to be sent to you. That way we have your info.
Yes, and we're actually getting ready to draw for a door prize, and we're gonna draw using the sign-in sheet. So if you have not signed in, go ahead and do that. Do that real quick, because you don't want to miss out on the door prize. And yes, thank you everyone for coming today. And Bob, another history thing that you didn't mention is one of the sisters helped create the Brown County Chamber of Commerce back in the 80s. And one of the sisters was also the very first president of the Brown County Chamber of Commerce. Yes, so you need to have that in your history lesson next time.
Xavier.
Xavier, yes.
Wow. That's great.
Yes. Yes, and I knew that all along, like I knew the name of who helped create the Chamber of Commerce, but it wasn't until I was on a tour here and I saw her picture.
And say
Because
Angela Hall. Yeah.
I thought it was a man the whole time, and then I saw her picture and I was like, oh, it was one of the
Yeah,
sisters.
but she's in St. Angela Hall.
Yes. Yes. So do we have, did everybody sign in on the sign-in sheet?
The last one here.
Okay. And did we have 2 door prizes or just one? You have one, okay, okay. Close your eyes. Christina.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know anything. Well, thanks.
All right. Well, that concludes our meeting today. If you can stick around for the tour, I definitely encourage you to do that because you will see things that you really have not got to see anywhere else. So
It's worth your time.
it
It
is.
is absolutely, it is gorgeous and you will not see anything like it anywhere around.
Everywhere else. So, all right. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, I